From a ghost detector supposed to locate spirits to €360 leather garbage bags, here are the most extravagant objects bought by billionaires. Lady Gaga is afraid of ghosts. Everyone knows this since the interpreter of Bad Romance said that she was convinced she was haunted by a ghost named Ryan. According to a member of her team, Ryan didn't leave her side during her Monster Ball tour in 2010. Tell me, what would you do if you were in the same situation as Lady Gaga? The star has found a solution for several thousands of euros. Some media are even talking about tens of thousands of euros. In fact, the singer invested in a ghost detector that she ordered from a company specialized in the search for paranormal activities. This device was to be used to measure electromagnetic fields in order to detect any spirits lurking around her. In addition, each concert hall had to be inspected before she went on stage. Well, we don't know if this device was actually used for anything. But when you have Lady Gaga's fortune and extravagance, you don't count. Do you have a great passion for cars and you dream of owning a collection yourself? Believe it or not, you will never reach the number of vehicles owned by the Sultan of Brunei. Hassan al-Bolkiah is known all over the world to be a great car lover and above all a great collector. Too big even, because the head of this small state located on the island of Borneo spends without counting to fill his garages, which hold on 5,000 cars. His collection includes prestigious vehicles, for the most part, some of which are rare or personalized. Imagine rows of Mercedes and Jaguars, Porsches, Lamborghinis, Bentleys, Ferraris and McLarens at will. In 2017, there were 3,000 of these cars in the main garage alone. In short, the garages of the Sultan of Brunei are real car museums. It is even said that some cars still have 0 kilometers on the counter. Do you like this video? Then, don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive all notifications and not miss anything of our next publications. Let's keep going. There are people who are rich, so rich that they don't know what to do with their money. But you know what? Some people see it as a great way to fulfill all their strangest and most unimaginable wishes. I'm not talking about buying private jets or heavenly islands for example, but much more. The Emirati Sheikh Hamad bin Hamdan Al Nahyan, for example, had the idea of having his name engraved on the sand of his private island Al Futaisi. This member of the ruling family of the capital Abu Dhabi, however, asked that his name be visible from space. Yes, from space. And for this to be possible, the letters had to be 1 kilometer high. Cost of this extravagance? $22 billion, or more than 18 billion euros. Well, one could say that this construction was nevertheless exploited because some letters of the Sheikh's name became waterways. Well, here's a useful idea. If you had tens of thousands of euros in your pocket, what would you do with it? Maybe you'd like to go around the world unless you'd rather spend it on something fancy like Beyoncé. By the way, do you know what Beyoncé bought with that kind of money? Don't think that she bought gold jewelry or a gold toilet, but rather gold leggings. You're really amazed, aren't you? And yet, it's the truth. The star didn't hesitate to pay the astronomical sum of $100,000, or more than 80,000 euros, for the pair of gold tights by Balenciaga that she wore a few years ago at a ceremony. A purchase that many considered impulsive and even scandalous. However, one wonders if they are still in the dressing room of Queen Bee. The Sultan of Brunei undoubtedly has the largest collection of cars in the world. But, do you know who owns the most expensive car in the world? Take a good look at this Mercedes-Benz SL 600, which looks like no other. It looks like a real jewel, doesn't it? Well, the lucky owner of this car is none other than Saudi Prince Al Walid bin Talal. The latter has had 300,000 diamonds added to his Mercedes-Benz SL 600. That's right, 300,000 diamonds were encrusted one by one on the car. It is also said that the work was carried out by a team of 13 experts for 2 weeks. So you can imagine the price of this jewel. In fact, this princely car would not be worth less than $1 million, or about 830,000 euros, while some media reported that it was worth $4.8 million, or about 4 million euros. Wow. How about taking a little break now? Here's the question of the day: who owns Leonardo da Vinci's Codex Leicester, the most expensive book in the world? Option A, Elon Musk. Option B, Jeff Bezos. Option C, Bill Gates. Choose the option you think is correct and stay with us until the end of this video to see if your answer is correct. And now, let's continue. We all know that artists can have eccentric tastes when it comes to accessories. But what about a chain with swear words hanging from the belly? big ass chain, is not just an accessory. When the rapper T-Pain bought this jewel, he must have had millions in his pocket because this chain is adorned with 197 carats of diamonds. Moreover, it is very heavy because it weighs no less than 4.5 kilograms. As for its price, well, it cost the bagatelle of $410,000, that alone. What can be offered as a gift to a person of royal blood for his or her wedding? A gold mine, for example? Well, let's not exaggerate, but it is said that a Saudi king gave his daughter a golden toilet for her wedding. And that's not all, because this good father also had a gold outfit made for the bride, estimated at about 2.5 million euros. Ah, when you're rolling in gold. Liam Payne is a passionate Harry Potter fan. The proof is that he has decided to offer himself an object that we have already seen in one of the movies of the saga, a Ford Anglia 105e Deluxe. Did you recognize it? It's the flying blue car that Harry and his friend Ron use in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets when they can't get to the train that was supposed to take them to the wizard's school. That's right. When you're a Harry Potter fan and have a big bank account, you can afford a little trinket once in a while. The singer of the band One Direction even blew that the amount he had to pay for this toy was a 6-digit price. So, we let you imagine. The birth of a baby is probably one of the most beautiful things a couple can experience. But it's still a long time before you see the child's little face. But that's okay because there are effective ways to see and hear the baby throughout the pregnancy. And precisely, Tom Cruise found a good idea for $200,000, that is to say, a little more than 165,000 euros. Well, when Katie Holmes was pregnant with their daughter Suri, the actor did not skimp on the means to offer a sonogram to his beloved. This device, equipped with an ultrasound camera and an audio sensor, allowed them to follow the development of the little girl over the months. However, Tom Cruise had said he would donate the equipment to a hospital after the birth of his daughter. Well, after all, it's not such a big loss for Ethan Hunt. Now let me ask you a quick question. Do you have any idea how much a humidifier can cost? Well, to give you an idea, this device is primarily used to humidify dry air, which can be very beneficial for the airways, skin, and general health. And precisely, Celine Dion is very conscientious on this point. When it comes to taking care of her body, and especially protecting her skin and vocal cords, she doesn't count her money. It seems that she even had the luxury of spending a good amount of money to ensure good humidification of the air while she was in Las Vegas for a show. According to some sources, the Quebec star didn't hesitate to spend $2 million, or more than 1.6 million euros. For a humidifier? Well, after all, it would be well worth it, because what would Celine Dion be without her vocal cords and her extraordinary voice? Each one of us has an object that we particularly like and whose value is priceless, right? It can be a jewel, a book, a souvenir. But if you ask Bono, the leader of the U2 group, he will answer without hesitation, my hats. The proof is that the singer did not hesitate to put his hand in his pocket and pay a small sum for one of them. Not to buy him, no, but to make him make the trip from England to Italy. This happened in 2003. The singer was going to perform at a charity concert by Luciano Pavarotti in the city of Bologna, Italy, and to do so, he was going to go on stage with his hat on his head. The problem was that he had forgotten it at home in London. But Bono didn't take any chances since he decided to have his hat delivered, whatever the price. And precisely, he offered his beloved hat a first-class seat to bring it from London. So the famous hat found himself comfortably seated in the cab that drove him to the airport, then in the cockpit of the plane, and finally in the cab that took him to the place where the concert was going to be given. A great adventure for this hat, which finally ended up on the head of its rich owner. Rich, yes, because without it, Bono would never have paid the sum of about 1,400 euros for this trip. And to think that there are a lot of people who have never taken the plane in their life. If you were rich enough to afford a luxury accessory, which one would you choose? Well, you can choose one of those brand name items you've been dreaming about for so long. But in case you're spoilt for choice, how about those leather garbage bags? A few years ago, a Spanish brand launched these garbage bags, some of which cost 360 euros. Wow, we also remember other weird objects of this kind that had been launched by other luxury brands, at exorbitant prices. But, taking inspiration from a trash bag, one wonders, however, what makes this leather garbage bag different from ordinary garbage bags, apart from the fact that it is made of leather, of course. Well, you only have to look at its color, appearance, and the two yellow handles that are used to close it to understand that there is really no difference. And above all, one wonders what kind of garbage can be thrown into these leather garbage bags. However, by marketing such a product, the Spanish brand actually wanted to make a handbag out of it. And yes, the idea behind this leather garbage bag was to be able to use it as a handbag. Exaggerated fantasy or simply bad fashion? What do you think about it? You might be disgusted at the idea of spending your money on such an object, but some people, on the contrary, will find it rather fashionable. Well, here's a good idea to throw your money out of the windows, in the garbage. These were the wackiest items bought by billionaires. Of course, the list is long, but we'll settle for those for today. By the way, tell me, which of these objects amused, fascinated, or shocked you the most? Leave us your answer in the comments. And finally, here is the answer to the question of the day. Bill Gates owns the Codex Leicester. This book was bought in 1994 for $30.8 billion.